Well, hello everybody. Andrew and Barbara Hunter here. It's wonderful to be back with you, but the last time we were here was actually November 2019, which is quite a long time ago. We looked after Merchiston Edinburgh from 1998 to 2018, and that's where we met Marion. My 20 years as the head, because Marion was nearly at Merchiston for 40 years. Quite some record, that. But she was also my deputy head academic in the midst of some glorious years in that school. So actually, we introduced Marion to this school, I think in February 2019, and the rest is history, because Marion has been here looking after you and with you all for the last 2 years. And that has actually given us as well great pleasure. It's wonderful to be here again. Ready, I ready? I haven't actually sung that since I was last here in November 2019. We sang that quite a lot in Merchiston, Edinburgh. And it's always, by the way, anybody who knows how to sing that to the music is a magician, because the words just do not fit the music properly at all. But that's another story. So well done to all of you for singing it. But actually, when we used to come and visit you, you used to teach Barbara and I as well your Chinese anthem, national anthem. And we quite liked that, because we were also learning when we came here what was special to yourselves. When I was the head at Merchiston, I could not have done that job without some incredible staff, some incredible students. And I decided after so many years of working in schools, and Barbara as well, that really I had a very simple educational philosophy for the pupils whom we were looking after. And it's very simple. The first one, look after each other. I'm so pleased to see that in this school it's obvious, because I obviously read all your social media postings and I read the weekly news and things. It's quite clear to me that how we behave towards each other in this school is of super importance. Being kind to each other. Look after each other. There's a longer way of saying that one. Treat your neighbor as you'd like to be treated yourself. But the boys at Merchiston didn't like too many words. So look after each other was number one. Number two was try your hardest. In other words, do your best. It's not easy always being at school, because you're not going to do that maths equation immediately. You're not going to do that essay on a Shakespeare play immediately, that chemistry experiment immediately, without maybe sometimes finding it quite hard. And you have to sort of battle through when it's hard. So try your hardest. Because if we don't try our hardest as students, we're not going to do very well. And I also have this theory that if we try our hardest, we then make our own luck. That's also quite important in life, to also help ourselves. So number two was try your hardest. Number three, make the most of your talents. So in a school like this, and some of you would have been here for many years, some of you not so long, one of the great things about coming to a school like this is we, or the school, is trying to help you to find out what you might be good at. And actually, we don't have to be good at the same things. We can all of us be different in many diverse ways at what we like doing and what we're good at. But there is nothing wrong with wanting to do well and to succeed. Again, at Merchiston many years ago, I used to describe this, again, it's another English phrase, I'm an English teacher, metaphor, taste, the taste of success. It is lovely to feel in that mind of yours, yes, I did that well. By the way, adults are no different. We are no different at all. We also like that feeling of when we did a really good day's work, when we made a difference, when we improved the lives of others. We're exactly the same. We're just slightly older in also liking that feeling. But to get that feeling, you've got to develop some talents and then make the most of them. And I'm sure that what's happening at MIS, you are being given so many opportunities to find out which talents you might wish to develop. And then another corny cliche, push the boat out, really go for it. And the final one, this was actually later in my years as a head, because the world keeps on changing. It's a little complicated, this one. If it is to be, it is also up to me. In recent times, what's often been happening in schools, we've all been at school. I did similar things as well. Sometimes in schools, students just expect everything to happen on a plate. These are funny English phrases I keep on using. I told you they're full of cliches. So sometimes in schools, students just expect everything to happen to them on a plate, almost by magic. Wow, it's easy, it's just happened. And then what's happening in schools a little these days, when that doesn't happen, students sometimes look around and they think, well, who's to blame for this? Who's at fault for this? Because this hasn't happened for me. I tell you who's at fault. Everybody else. The teachers, the basketball coach, my music teacher, they're the ones who are at fault. It's natural sometimes to think that and feel it. And of course, every teacher should also be endeavoring to improve without a shadow of a doubt. Not one of us is the finished article. But if it is to be, let's change that word to, if it's going to happen, if I'm going to become that really good musician, if I'm going to become that very good mathematician, that very good games player, if I'm going to go to the drama school or the art school that I want to go to when I finished MIS, if I want to go to the university of my choice, as opposed to being told where I'm going to go, and that does happen sometimes too in life, if, those ifs depend on you. If it is to be, it is also up to me. A nice little poem. If it is to be, it is also up to me. So those are just 4 aphorisms, nice words for you here to try and remember and then ask your English teachers about. I have many more, but those 4 I decided, to me anyway, and at Mercus in Edinburgh, we thought those 4 were the most important things or mottos, attributes for the students to try and believe in. But the most important one, by a long, long, long way, was number 1. Now, I could be really nasty here and say what was number 1, but I won't. Actually, does somebody want to have a go? What was number 1? It doesn't have to be the same letters or language totally as I used. Somebody want to have a go? This is what happened at Mercus, they'd all gone to sleep. Go on then. Okay, well, give us the second one, because sometimes when we're remembering things, we think we get to the one we are going to try and remember by going round the roundabout. I don't blame you. Number 2? Brilliant. Well done. Well done. Try your hardest was number 2. Well done. Can anybody now remember number 1? Go on then. Look after each other. We've got to get to lesson 1, so we're not going to ask if you remember numbers 3 and 4. Look after each other is the most important one in a school, in a community, in any society. Because if you don't have that ethic, that code of behavior going from bottom to top, top to bottom in a school, you don't have young people who do very well. Everything depends on that ethic and that code of behavior, and then the other things flow. We're here until Friday lunchtime. We're really looking forward to spending time with all of you. We'll be in and around the school, just really enjoying being with you in a school again. Well done, if I may say so, to all of your staff, for everything each one of your staff has contributed this academic year.